It doesn't begin with pain or panic, no alarms, no sudden fall. It begins with a morning just like any other. You open your eyes slowly. The room is calm. Soft sunlight spills through the curtains and the scent of coffee floats in from the kitchen. You sit up, stretch gently, then swing your legs over the side of the bed. And then you pause. Not because of pain, not because of stiffness, but because something feels unfamiliar. Your legs hesitate. They feel heavier than they should, like they've forgotten how to follow your lead. You try to stand, and your balance shifts slightly. There's a brief tremble. Nothing dramatic, just enough to make you reach for the wall. You've never done that before. Still, you brush it off. I must have slept funny. Maybe I'm just tired today. But the feeling lingers. At the top of the stairs, you hesitate. The steps look a little steeper than you remember. You grip the rail as you descend. Halfway down, your breath shortens. Your legs, once so sure now, feel unsure. And deep inside, a quiet thought stirs. When did this start? Because it didn't happen yesterday. It crept in slowly, quietly, over time. You've climbed these stairs for years, with groceries, with grandkids, with purpose. Now you move with caution, not because you're afraid, but because something feels different. This is not laziness. It's not just getting older. It's something else. Every 11 seconds, an older adult is hospitalized because of a fall. Not from slipping on ice, not from dangerous stunts, but from a gradual loss of strength that went unnoticed for too long. This is what it looks like when your muscles begin to let go, not all at once, but inch by inch. And here's what they don't tell you. This isn't fate. This isn't irreversible. And it's not your fault. It's called sarcopenia, a silent process that steals your strength from the inside out. But here's the good news. It's not too late, not even close. Because your muscles, they remember. They're waiting. And with the right food, movement, and choices, they can grow strong again. If you've felt this shift too, not just in your legs, but in your confidence, then stay with us. Subscribe to Senior Fit, where growing older doesn't mean giving up. It means rising stronger. And we're here to walk that path with you. It's strange, isn't it? How something can change so quietly inside your body. And you don't even notice until the outside starts to feel it. The trembling hands, the slower climb, the quiet ache after simply getting up from a chair. You chalk it up to age, to slowing down, to just one of those things. But beneath the surface, your muscles are whispering for help. There's a name for this slow, invisible weakening: sarcopenia. It sounds scientific, distant, like a condition that happens to someone else. But it's not. It's here, it's real, and it affects 1 in 3 adults over the age of 60, whether they know it or not. Sarcopenia isn't an overnight thief. It doesn't break down the door. It slips in through the cracks. Starting as early as your 40s or 50s, the body begins to lose muscle mass about 1% every year. By the time you reach 70, you could have lost over 25 to 30% of the muscle you once had. But here's the thing most people don't realize. It's not just about strength, it's about life. Muscles aren't just for lifting weights or looking toned. They're what help you catch yourself when you stumble. They're what help you rise from bed, reach into a cabinet, carry your groceries, hug someone tight. They're what keep your metabolism steady, your blood sugar balanced, your bones protected, and your independence intact. When muscle starts to fade, everything starts to shift. Your balance, your energy, even your confidence in your own body. And that's the part no one tells you. It's not just about losing strength, it's about losing certainty. That subtle fear when stepping into the shower. That moment of hesitation before getting out of the car. That quiet thought, what if my legs can't catch me this time? But here's the good news. Sarcopenia doesn't mean the story is over. In fact, many researchers now believe it can not only be slowed, but reversed. And it doesn't require a gym membership or a young person's body. It begins with something much simpler: the right nutrients, small intentional movements, and the knowledge of what your body truly needs. Because the truth is, your muscles are still listening, even after 60, even after 70, even if it's been years since you felt strong. Your body hasn't given up on you. It's simply been waiting for the moment you start giving it what it's been missing. And once you do, the changes aren't just physical, they're emotional, mental, life-changing. But to get there, we need to talk about the real culprits, the habits, foods, and signals we often miss. And that's exactly what we'll explore next. Most people think weakness comes with age. But truthfully, it often comes from habits we never thought twice about. Not dramatic choices, not reckless behavior, but little quiet routines repeated daily, year after year. And slowly, they add up. Let's begin with the most innocent of them all: skipping protein at breakfast. It sounds harmless. You wake up, maybe have a slice of toast, a banana, or a cup of tea. You tell yourself, I'll eat more later. But by then, the window has already started to close. You see, after the age of 60, your body becomes less responsive to protein. What used to trigger muscle repair now needs more precision and more consistency. That first meal of the day, it's your most powerful opportunity to fight muscle loss. And skipping it or filling it with empty carbs only makes the body more prone to breakdown. Now imagine doing that for 10 years, 20. Is it any wonder the stairs feel steeper now? Then there's inactivity, but not the kind you expect. Because yes, sitting for hours is harmful, but it's not about the number of steps you take. It's about the moments your muscles go unused. Those stretches of the day where your legs aren't bending, your arms aren't lifting your balance, isn't tested. The couch becomes your routine. The body adapts, not by getting stronger, but by letting go of what it no longer uses. And then there's hydration. Yes, water. Seems unrelated, doesn't it? But your muscles are made of water, and when you're even slightly dehydrated, they shrink both in performance and in recovery. Older adults often lose their thirst reflex, which means by the time you feel thirsty, you're already low. And when your muscles go days without proper hydration, they start acting like dried-out rubber bands, stiff, brittle, weak. But perhaps the most surprising habit, not resting deeply. You see, your body doesn't build muscle while you're moving. It builds while you're sleeping. If sleep is shallow, if your nights are fragmented by bathroom trips, anxious thoughts, or late-night screens, your muscles never get the chance to repair. And over time, it's not just your energy that suffers. It's your strength, your stability, your ability to recover from the smallest strain. So what do all these habits have in common? They seem harmless, they're easy to ignore, and they're rarely talked about. No one teaches seniors that your morning toast could be costing you strength, or that the extra hour in the recliner is making it harder to get up, or that poor sleep hygiene might be sabotaging your balance. But the truth is, these aren't just minor slips. They're signals, clues, warnings from the body that say, I need your help. And if you've been feeling the shifts lately, if you've brushed off that little stumble, that soft ache, that strange fatigue, this is your chance to respond. Because the next chapter, it's not about the losses. It's about the powerful daily choices that can start to rebuild what's been fading. And trust me, they're simpler than you think. Let's begin with something simple, not a supplement, not a complicated routine, just food. Because the truth is, the most powerful medicine for aging muscles is already sitting in your kitchen. But not just any food. After 60, the body doesn't process nutrients like it used to. The stomach makes less acid, the intestines absorb more slowly, and the muscles, well, they grow more selective. That means you can eat a full meal and still not give your body what it truly needs. So the question becomes, what kind of food tells aging muscles? I'm here for you. It's time to rebuild. Let's start with the foundation. 1. High-quality protein. Your muscles are made of protein, but after 60, it's not just about eating some. It's about eating the right kind at the right time in the right amount. The best type, eggs, easy to digest, packed with leucine, an amino acid that directly signals muscle growth. Greek yogurt, not only protein-rich but also contains calcium, which helps with bone support. Fish, salmon, mackerel, and sardines offer omega-3s that reduce muscle inflammation. Lentils and beans. For those who prefer plant-based options, they provide protein with fiber, great for digestion. But here's the trick. Timing matters. Muscles respond best when protein is spread evenly throughout the day, especially during breakfast when the body is primed to build after fasting all night. And yet many seniors load protein at dinner and skip it in the morning. That's like watering a plant only after it's wilted. Too late. So imagine this: a morning with scrambled eggs, a small side of cottage cheese, and a few berries. It's not fancy, but to your muscles, it's a message of hope. 2. Anti-inflammatory helpers. When muscles ache, it's not always from use. Sometimes it's from chronic low-grade inflammation, a silent force that grows with age and poor diet. But certain foods fight back. Berries, blueberries, raspberries, strawberries, rich in antioxidants that protect muscle fibers. Turmeric. Just a small pinch added to meals can lower inflammation markers over time. Olive oil, a heart-healthy fat that also shields muscles from stress. Leafy greens, spinach, kale, arugula, full of magnesium, which helps muscles relax and recover. Think of these foods like gentle armor. They don't build muscle directly, but they make sure the environment is safe for growth. 3. The forgotten minerals. Muscle isn't just made of protein. It also needs minerals to contract, recover, and stay strong. Magnesium keeps your muscles calm. Without it, cramps and tremors become more common. Potassium supports smooth movement. Low levels can lead to weakness or fatigue. Calcium works hand in hand with muscles and bones. When one weakens, the other follows. Zinc helps rebuild tissue after strain and supports immune resilience. The problem of many seniors unknowingly fall short, either due to digestion issues or medications that block absorption. But 1 cup of cooked spinach, a handful of almonds, or a banana a day. It adds up, not just in nutrients, but in energy, in stability, in confidence. Food isn't just fuel, it's communication. Every meal you eat after 60 is a chance to send your body a message. I still need you, and I still believe in your strength. Because food isn't just about calories, it's about chemistry. And when you feed the body well, it listens. You don't need to become a chef. You don't need to overhaul everything. But if you can make 1 strong breakfast, 1 balanced plate at lunch, 1 mindful bite at dinner, your body will begin to remember what it's capable of. We talk about the most overlooked solution of all. A kind of movement that doesn't require a gym, doesn't take hours, but may be the key to waking up your muscles again. You won't want to miss it. You don't have to run. You don't have to lift weights. You don't even have to leave the house. To start waking up your muscles, you just have to move with intention. That's the difference. You see, your muscles haven't forgotten how to work. They've just gone quiet. Not from age, but from inactivity. And like any old friend who's been distant for years, sometimes they just need a little nudge to remember who they are. This process has a name: muscle memory. It's real, it's powerful, and it's still alive inside you. Even if you've felt weak lately, even if your legs shake when you stand, even if you haven't exercised in years, the neural pathways that once supported strength still exist. They're waiting. Dormant maybe, but not gone. All it takes is simple movement done regularly, gently, and with purpose. The power of micro movements. You don't need an hour. Sometimes you just need a minute. Try this. While brushing your teeth, stand on 1 leg for 10 seconds, then switch. While waiting for the kettle, do 5 slow squats using the countertop for balance. Every hour, Pause to stretch your arms overhead, roll your shoulders back, rise to your toes, and gently lower down. These may sound small, but they're not. They're activations. They're invitations to your muscles to rejoin the conversation. Each time you move, you send your brain a signal, yes, I still use this. Keep it strong. Keep it connected. And over time, these micro-movements stack up like droplets filling a cup. Balance before strength. When we think of muscles, we often picture biceps or calves. But for seniors, the most important muscles are the invisible ones. The ones that keep you upright, stable, safe. Your core, your glutes, the small stabilizers in your ankles and hips. Without them, walking becomes wobbly, turning becomes risky, stairs become a threat. But the good news, these muscles respond beautifully to low-impact movement. Try standing near a chair and lifting one foot slightly off the ground. Hold for 5 seconds. Repeat. Or try wall push-ups, an excellent way to reactivate your upper body without straining your joints. Even gentle seated marching can reawaken your coordination, circulation, and leg strength. Consistency over intensity. Forget no pain, no gain. That phrase was never meant for you. Your body needs kindness, not punishment. What matters most isn't how hard you move. It's how often you do it. Even 10 minutes a day of intentional motion can transform your strength, your energy, and your sense of control. Start where you are. Use what you have. Just begin. And let your body surprise you. The mental shift that comes with motion. Here's something unexpected. When you start moving your body again, your mind follows. Your confidence returns. Your posture improves. Your outlook shifts. Because movement isn't just about mobility. It's about identity. It says, I'm still here. I'm still in charge. I haven't given up. You'd be amazed how a simple daily movement ritual, even just 5 minutes, can change the tone of your entire day. It builds trust in your body, in your future, in yourself. So here's your invitation. Today, pick one movement. Just one. Make it yours. Repeat it tomorrow and the next day until it no longer feels like an effort. It feels like a return. Because your strength isn't gone. It's simply waiting for your signal to return. And now that you've sent it, let's talk about how to protect that progress. And just when you think you're doing everything right, there are certain everyday foods, even the ones labeled healthy, that may be quietly working against your strength. Let's take a closer look before it's too late. You start your day with good intentions. A bowl of cereal, a whole wheat sandwich, a glass of juice. After all, these are labeled as heart-healthy, fortified, all-natural. But somewhere between the labels and reality, the truth gets lost. Because some of the foods we trust most are quietly draining your strength, slowing your recovery, and accelerating the very muscle loss you're trying to fight. It's not about guilt. It's about awareness. And once you understand what's happening behind the scenes, you'll never look at your pantry the same way again. Let's start with the one almost every senior has in their kitchen. Refined grains, white bread, pasta, most boxed cereals, even some multigrain crackers. These foods may fill you up quickly, but they're broken down just as fast, flooding your bloodstream with sugar, then leaving you tired, inflamed, and empty. They offer very little protein, almost no fiber, and virtually zero support for muscle tissue. Even worse, they block out better choices. Because if your plate is full of toast and crackers, there's no room left for the foods your muscles actually crave. What's the alternative? Switch to whole grains in moderation, like quinoa steel-cut oats or sprouted grain bread. These digest slower, stabilize energy, and provide a small but steady stream of amino acids. But more importantly, they make room on your plate for real muscle builders. Next, let's talk about something even more deceptive. Fruit juice. Yes, fruit in a bottle. It may say 100% natural, no sugar added, immune boosting. But here's the truth. When you remove the fiber from fruit, what you're left with is sugar water, even if it's labeled organic. A single glass of orange juice contains as much sugar as a soda. And without fiber to slow it down, it spikes your insulin and promotes fat storage, especially in the belly and around organs. But the worst part, it displaces the real thing. When seniors drink juice instead of eating whole fruits like oranges, berries, or pears, they miss out on the chewing the fiber and the slower digestion that helps protect muscle mass. So here's your move: skip the juice, slice the fruit. Let your body do the work it was built to do, and your muscles will thank you. Then there's the one food almost every senior eats daily, believing it's a healthy option: low-fat yogurt. It sounds like the perfect snack, but most store-bought low-fat yogurts are loaded with added sugar and stripped of natural fats. And here's what happens. Without healthy fat, your body has trouble absorbing vitamin D, calcium, and magnesium, the very nutrients that support bones and muscle contraction. And with all that added sugar, you're feeding inflammation, not strength. What's better? Look for plain full-fat Greek yogurt or unsweetened kefir. Add a few berries, a sprinkle of nuts, and you've got a powerful muscle-nourishing meal that digests slowly and keeps you energized. Now, we need to talk about something that hides in almost every cabinet: vegetable oils, canola, soybean, corn oil. They've been marketed for decades as heart-healthy, but these highly processed oils are inflammatory and unstable, especially when heated. They interfere with your body's ability to use omega-3s, the very fats that protect your joints, your brain, and your muscles. They also build up silently in your tissues over time, leading to chronic pain, stiffness, and fatigue. If you've ever felt bloated or unusually tired after a healthy stir-fry or grilled veggies, check the oil. Instead, cook with extra virgin olive oil, avocado oil, or a little grass-fed butter. These fats nourish your body's support hormones and actually aid in nutrient absorption. Because muscle strength doesn't come just from what you eat, it comes from what your body can use. And finally, the biggest hidden threat of all: processed diet foods. Low-calorie frozen dinners, sugar-free snacks, protein bars with a long list of ingredients you can't pronounce. They promise convenience and control, but they rob your body of real nutrition. They contain additives that confuse your digestion, artificial sweeteners that disrupt gut health, and preservatives that build up over time. And the result: weaker digestion, slower muscle recovery, and a cycle of fatigue that makes you less likely to move, cook, or stay active. What's the fix? Simplicity. If it doesn't look like something your grandmother could have made, it's probably not helping your strength. Choose foods with 5 ingredients or fewer. Aim for colors that grow in nature. And trust your senses again. Because regaining muscle after 60 isn't about strict diets. It's about giving your body what it recognizes, what it can digest, absorb, and use to rebuild. And now that you've cleared the path, it's time to explore the little-known vitamins that act like keys, unlocking the full potential of your food, your muscles, and your strength. What happens next might just surprise you. But even with the right food and the right movement, your muscles need something more. Something hidden beneath the surface. Something many older adults lack without realizing it, yet it plays a quiet, essential role in every step, every reach, every breath. I'm talking about micronutrients, small but mighty, invisible but vital. Let's begin with vitamin D. Often called the sunshine vitamin, it's not just about bones. Vitamin D helps regulate how your muscles contract. It supports balance. And without enough of it, no matter how much protein you eat, your body struggles to build and preserve muscle tissue. Yet studies show that up to 70% of seniors are deficient. Not because they did anything wrong, but because aging skin makes less of it from sunlight. And modern life keeps us indoors. The fix: have your levels checked. Consider a supplement, especially during the winter months. And remember, without vitamin D, your muscle rebuilding engine is running on low power. Then there's magnesium. If you've ever felt cramps in your legs at night or twitching muscles, or persistent fatigue after activity. There's a good chance your magnesium is low. This mineral helps regulate how your muscles relax. It supports nerve signals, and it plays a key role in protein synthesis, your body's ability to take the food you eat and turn it into strength. Best sources: leafy greens, pumpkin seeds, avocados, or for some, a gentle supplement before bed. And finally, one of the most overlooked allies in senior health, CoQ10. This is not a vitamin, but a compound your body naturally makes until around age 50, when levels start to drop. CoQ10 lives inside your cells. It helps produce energy, especially in the heart and muscles. When levels are low, fatigue sets in faster, recovery slows, and even light activity feels like a challenge. But when CoQ10 is restored, many seniors report better stamina, clearer thinking, and even relief from statin-related muscle pain. Speak with your doctor. Ask about adding CoQ10, especially if you take cholesterol medications. It could be the key that unlocks the energy you forgot you had. Because at the end of the day, muscle loss isn't just about age. It's about support, fuel, recovery, and hope. You are not powerless. Your body is still listening, and every bite you take, every step you make, every choice you lean into is a message. A message that says, I still care. I still want strength. I still believe in what's possible. So, if something inside you stirred while listening to this, that quiet ache to reclaim what's yours, that flicker of recognition that this message was meant for you, then stay with us. Subscribe to Senior Fit, where growing older doesn't mean growing smaller. It means growing wiser, stronger, and still moving forward. Because this isn't the end of the story. It's the beginning of a new one. One where you rise again, not someday, but now.